when talking about sports, I think it's very important to find ways to make equal opportunities and make ways that everyone is able to play if they want to. So I want to be talking about lacrosse and ways that we can modify this sport to help people with unique circumstances or disabilities. So the first way that we can modify this sport is playing with a neon ball. In women's lacrosse, we usually play with the yellow ball. In men's, we play with the white ball. But I think playing with a bright colored ball can be helpful with people who aren't able to see as well. The second way that we can modify this sport is usually we aren't able to cover or rake the ball, but sometimes this can slow the sport down and it just takes a while. So I think that to modify it, we can rake the ball instead. The third way is if people have an arm injury or surgery and aren't able to use this arm, it's important when we're warming up to use one-arm passes or play wall ball with one-arm passes to really strengthen this arm and give the people with surgeries who aren't able to use that arm a chance to play it by using this arm instead. Another good way to modify the sport is to do no checking. So in the sport of lacrosse, when you're cradling like this, you have to worry about protecting the ball because people can come up and check you, and sometimes this leads to concussions because your stick's all over the place and they're trying to check you. But I think a good way that we can change that is cancel out the rule of checking. So instead you can just like not cradle and just leave it down here, so you don't have to worry about protecting the ball and cradling at the same time. The way that we can modify the sport is shortening the field. We can shorten it either lengthwise or widthwise. So instead of doing a full field, you can do to the 50 to the end zone instead of the whole thing. This can help people with asthma who have trouble breathing while running a long distance and having to sprint as long. The way that we can modify the sport is for women's sports, we just wear goggles and a mouth guard, and that, like I said earlier, that can lead to concussions and people are checking you. So I think a way that we can fix that is wearing helmets. Men's lacrosse is more physical and they do require men's helmets, so I think that women's sports should also do helmets so we can just be a little safer when playing the sport of lacrosse. Those were a couple of ways that we can modify the sport of lacrosse to make it more adaptable to people with disabilities or just circumstances. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys learned a lot.